Raider Nation, do we need to pump the brakes on the Klint Kubiak news? I know it's easy for us to get excited, especially because this was the guy that a lot of Raider Nation wanted. I know the Raiders wanted, and rightfully so. Seeing what he's been able to do over there in Seattle and turning that offense around, making them Super Bowl contenders. On top of that, looking at his history and what he's been able to do with so many different veteran quarterbacks, it makes a lot of sense for us Raider fans to be happy about this news. Not only are we getting a young offensive head coach, but we're getting the guy that everybody wanted and the number one guy on a lot of people's list, not only for Raider fans, but for a lot of different teams out there. And when you take into account the fact that he could be paired up with Fernando Mendoza, oh my, oh my. I don't blame anybody for thinking that this team can turn things around and go to the playoffs next year. But you know what? I've been guilty of hyping this team up. I've been guilty of being overly optimistic, unrealistic, whatever you want to say. Because last year with Pete Carroll, I thought things were going to change. The year before that with AP, I thought things were going to change. The year before that, I thought things were going to change with Josh McDaniels. But nothing has ever changed over here in Las Vegas. And then you can't forget the fact that nothing is official until after the Super Bowl. So when you take all of that into account, maybe we just need to pump the brakes. Now, I bring this up because I seen a video, a clip going around, I guess of the Speakeasy, a new podcast with LeSean McCoy, TJ Who's Your Mama, and I forgot who the other guy's name is. But a clip was going around and LeSean basically voiced his opinions and voiced his thoughts on Klint Kubiak possibly going to the Raiders, and also saying that he doesn't really think that Fernando Mendoza is that great.
I don't want to be that guy, but I guess I got to be that guy. I like the hire, but I mean, what are we really talking about? How good are the Raiders going to be? You know, anyway, Andy Reid, they had a bad year. You know he can't wait to get back to it. Patrick Mahomes, he can't. And then now the Broncos is the top team. And then the Chargers. So you asked me about the hire. I mean, it's also to talk about the hire. Because I like the hire, but you got to do something else. Like, I love Crosby, but it might be time to give him up. He's a great player. Let him go to a contender and get some picks, get some players, because you're going to need more than the offensive coordinator.
What it take
and then a quarterback. Yep. Can we keep it real? Now, I love what Indiana did. I think that Cignetti is probably the greatest college coach of all time.
And Mendoza's great.
He's not great.
What?
I'm with you. We've never had this discussion.
No.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
When I watch you though, right?
Okay.
When I watch this player, I'm like,
okay.
I look at the eye test. I want everybody at home to hear what I'm saying. You can always get better, but the eye test, don't tell me, oh my God, he's the number one pick overall.
But doesn't need to.
Now, I will say this. After watching that clip, it did spark a reaction out of me because I was like, man, take your big old, this jabroni over here talking about this team. He doesn't believe in this team. Watch, we gonna show him. We gonna show him and we gonna show the rest of these haters that the Raiders are for real this year. But, you know, I have to take a step back because, you know, like I said before, I've been guilty of hyping this team up a lot. And to be honest, it is gonna take a lot more than just one hire. It's gonna take a lot more than just drafting the number one quarterback in this year's draft to say that this team is going to be competing, that this team is going to take over the AFC West, that this team is going to turn things around in just one season, because we've seen it done before. We've seen this team hype us up all off season long just to get into the season, and we look like the same damn team. And I don't want to fall into that same notion. So I understand when there's a lot of people doubting the Raiders, a lot of people not giving the Raiders their flowers for going out and getting the number one coaching option out there. Because at the end of the day, respect is not given, it is earned. And I feel like the Raiders have to go out there this next season and prove it to everybody. We still got to figure out who the coaching staff will be. We still got to figure out what the Raiders will do in free agency with that $90 million in cap space. So there's a lot of pieces, a lot of moving pieces that the Raiders have got to figure out before we go into the season and see how this team will be. So as much as it pains me to say, we got to just go out there and prove it. We can't just say that this team is going to be new, that this team's going to be revamped. Even getting the number one offensive coordinator in the NFL right now doesn't mean that the Raiders are going to be good next year. That's why I say, you know, this hire is really important, because I don't think it's going to be a one-year thing. We all know that the Raiders are going to take a couple of years till they get back into contention. Not saying that the Raiders can't do it in this next year in 2026, but just saying that it's going to be a process. We're not going into this year thinking that the Raiders are going to turn things around in one season. We're just going to go in trusting the process with a new head coach, with a new quarterback, with a new offense, so on and so forth. As long as this team can go out there and show some type of improvement, be competitive in games, and we see Fernando look like the Fernando that we know and love, then that's a huge one for the Raiders in the future of this team. But for him to say that Fernando isn't going to be great, that he doesn't think that he's a great quarterback.
And Mendoza's great.
He's not great.
I'm with you.
Come on, Oos. Like, what are we talking about? Like, I don't get the hate that Fernando gets. I feel like it's because the Raiders have the number 1 overall pick. If this was any other team that was going to get Fernando, they'd be hyping up Fernando so much. And yes, Fernando has been getting a lot of praise. Well, more praise, but a lot of people have been saying that he's not special. He's not going to be that good in the NFL, especially with the Raiders. They don't got an offensive line. But people tend to forget that there's something called free agency and 6 other rounds in the NFL draft. Like, miss me with all that BS. And just because Fernando Mendoza is not flashy, he's not Lamar Jackson, he's not Patrick Mahomes, he's not like Josh Allen, that he's not going to be a great quarterback. When you look at other great quarterbacks back in the past, like Tom Brady, he wasn't flashy. Eli Manning wasn't flashy. Peyton Manning wasn't flashy. The things that these guys have excelled in is the fact that they've been able to go out there and do their job right. You know, not make many mistakes out there and make the right plays, make the right calls. And when his number is called and they need him to do something or need the quarterback to do something, they show up. And that's what Fernando Mendoza has been able to do at Indiana. I know his time at Cal and whatnot wasn't that great, but he did show flashes. And what we've been able to see at Indiana and see, you know, that underdog story and see him overcome a lot of things is one reason why I feel like he's going to be a great quarterback in the NFL. Maybe he's not going to be elite amongst the top guys, but I believe that Fernando Mendoza will do enough over here in Las Vegas to make this team a competitive team moving forward, as long as he has the silver and black. So miss me with all that BS, because I don't see a world where Fernando cannot be Fernando. We got Klint Kubiak over here, and you know what? I did see a clip. You know, shout out to House Rules on Twitter. They posted a clip that intrigued me. It was a clip of Clint Kubiak back in 2024 when he was talking about the quarterback position and what he looks for in a quarterback. And I'll let you guys see the video right now, because after watching it, he basically explained everything that Fernando Mendoza is as a quarterback.
With the quarterbacks, we'll go with the quarterbacks that are in this draft. Some of the pluses that you see from those guys that potentially will be round 1, round 2 type guys.
Yeah, well, I think probably the number one thing you'd be looking at is like, how many games has the guy played? How many games has he started? What's his record? You know, the guy that probably get taken first overall tonight has played a lot of football, won a lot of football games. So I think is he a winner? That's something that you're looking for. You know, the decision making, the timing, and accuracy. Those are kind of 3 things we spend a lot of time on as coaches. So those would be probably the top 4 I'd be looking at: record, decision-making, timing, accuracy, and how that would fit into what we do.
And if that doesn't get you excited, then I don't know what will. Like I said, I'm not expecting Fernando Mendoza to be flashy, to make all the flashy highlights, to throw up all the stats out there. At the end of the day, if he wins games, that's all that matters. Whether he has 100 yards passing, whether he has 2 interceptions and 1 touchdown in the game, if his number is called and he goes out there and wins games for us in the 4th quarter, then we're all going to be happy about that. And I believe that he has all the traits to do that. And when you pair him up with Klint Kubiak, hey, what can go wrong? I've got to show you guys something that works much better than your traditional sports books. It's called Polymarket. Polymarket is the world's largest prediction market. You're trading on the outcome instead of being just locked into just one result. And with the big game right around the corner, this is a perfect time to buy in. Of course, we have the Seahawks. We got the Patriots, with the Seahawks at a 69% chance of winning this game. And if you like that, then you can definitely buy in. So if I put $100 on the Seahawks at that 69%, I'd be winning $144. And all of this is in real time. So if the Seahawks get off to a hot start and have a lead at halftime, and that number jumps from 69% to 75%, then you can always cash out live during the game. And that's one of the greatest things about Polymarket, is that you're always in control. While traditional sportsbooks block cash outs during the games, Polymarket, you can always cash out at any time. And when comparing the fees, it ain't even close. Sportsbooks charges $9 on a $100 win, while Polymarket only charges you 10 cents on a $100 win, so the payouts are much better. They're also available in all 50 states, so if you're trying to get in on the action, then make sure to click the link below and use my promo code Samoan to get exclusive access to the app, and also $10 to use in-app when you sign up. Try Polymarket today, and trust me, you won't be disappointed. Now, another thing that he brought up was trading Max Crosby. No. Hell no. Hell no. And I understand a lot of people say that the Raiders, they could get a lot for Max Crosby, and that's true. Right now, Max Crosby's value is pretty high, and the Raiders could get 1 or maybe 2 first-round picks. And for the future of the Raiders, that makes a lot of sense from the business aspect. But when you think about the player himself, it doesn't make sense at all to give up a player that is definitely the identity of this team, is the leader of this team, is one of the pillars for the Las Vegas Raiders. He's not the problem right now, and he plays a crucial part on the defensive side of the ball. And not only that, he's a guy that wants to be a Raider. I know that doesn't really mean much to a lot of people, whether you want to be a Raider or not, but I'm not trading Max Crosby away. He doesn't need to go to another team to tarnish his legacy or whatnot. He needs to stay a Raider. And he said this before. He wants to be a part of the turnaround with the Las Vegas Raiders. And if that's staying with the team and riding it through until we start being competitive and start winning games, then it'll make the wait worth it. So anybody out there, even Raider fans that continue to say that the Raiders need to trade Max Crosby or the Raiders need to make a move with Max Crosby, chill with that. He needs to stay with the Raiders, suffer with the Raiders. He's a Raider through and through. But this is why I said in the beginning that we need to pump our brakes right now and getting overly excited. Because one, we got to get it official on paper, and two, we're not going to get the respect from the league until we go out there and command it. And I think that's what the Raiders are going to do this year. We're making a lot of flashy moves. I think the Raiders are doing the right moves. Mark Davis, Tom Brady, John Spytek, they're doing a great job. We'll continue to see what the Raiders do moving forward with the coaching staff and going into the draft and even free agency. And up until then, we got to go into the season and keep that same energy and continue to prove why we are a team to watch out for. Until then, all we can do is just hope for the best moving forward. I want to give a huge shout out to everybody that's been supporting this channel, man, just helping out with the views, with the likes, with everything. I mean, I started this channel like 2 days ago and we're near 2,000 subscribers, man. So I appreciate it. It's fun to see this grow from the ground up. And for people that are wondering, my main account did get hacked, which sucks, but I should be able to get it in the next week or so. So for now, I'm continuing to drop videos daily on this channel. So if you guys love Raiders content like this, if this is the first time you guys coming across the channel, or you guys been a subscriber of my Samoan Raider channel and you didn't know about this channel, then make sure to hit that subscribe button, that like button, and that notification icon button. Until the next video, this is your boy Samoan Raider, and your boy is Yow.